This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last session, we have discussed about the conditional statements. And as part of those conditional statements, we have discussed about the if condition. And in that if condition, we have discussed about the two formats, simple if condition and then if else condition we have discussed. Now, suppose for example, assume that I'm using that same example, whatever we have. I'm taking this example. So in the previous session, we have discussed how to find out the biggest number from the given two numbers. I have two numerical values are available. From those two numerical values, how can we find out which one is the biggest one here? We have discussed previously as in the yesterday's session by using this if else condition. If the first number value is greater than second number, then I'm indicating first number will be the biggest one, or else I'm indicating second number will be the biggest one. Now fine, it is working very fine here. Suppose for example, assume that I'm taking the same example right now. Go to the developer console, go to the execute anonymous window. I'm using this execute anonymous window. In this one, I have placed this code. So this is the piece of code which I have written over here. If the first number value is greater than second number, then I'm printing the result first number will be the biggest one, or else second number will be the biggest one. So I'm printing these values over here. Now I have given that first number as 4,500, second number as 6,700. So let me execute this piece of code. Let's see the result. So it will be indicating the result to you. So now second number will be the biggest one because second number is the highest value, that is 6,700. Let's see the result. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is indicating second number is the biggest one. Suppose for example, I'm giving the first number as 14,500. I'm giving the value as 14,500 for the first number variable. Now let's execute this one. Now in this case, first number will be the biggest one here. Go to the developer console. Select the debug only checkbox. It is indicating that message first number is the biggest because here first number is having the highest value because 14,500. Second number is 6,700. Now, so in this case, it is returning that first number is the biggest. Suppose, for example, if both the numbers are same, what will happen? What will be the result in this case? It will check the condition over. Now, it will be raising that here. So it is going to be comparing these values. So what is the first number value? 14,500. What is the second number value? 14,500. So here in between that we are having the greater than symbol. So now tell me this 14,500 is greater than 14,500? No, these two are same. These two are equals. So now tell me this 14,500 is greater than 14,500? No, condition will be failed. If the condition is failed, what it will do? It will go to the else part. In this else part, it will print the message second number is the biggest one. Now tell me, really second number is the biggest one? No. Both are same. Second number is not the biggest one. Then how can we identify this one? What we can do? How can we handle these kind of logics? Now let me explain. So now here in this case, here let me execute this piece of code. Both are same, 14,500, 14,500. Let's see what will be the result it will print now. Click on execute. Click on execute. See the results here. Select the debug only checkbox. It is indicating that message second number is the biggest one. Now tell me, second number is the biggest one really? No, both are same. In this case here, whatever the condition we have added, this condition may not be sufficient. I want some more conditions. I want to cross check some more conditions over here. How can we do this? If one condition is not sufficient, if you want to add some collection of chain of conditions, at that time we are using the help of one more format of if condition that is called as else if condition. Else if. So what is this else if condition? Okay, now let's see practically. So how it will look like? Now let's see. Now let's see how can we use this else if condition. How can we prepare the conditions and how can we validate the data? Now let's see practically one by one. Now, so in this case, now, so now let's see in this case sir, how the condition syntax will look like. In this case, let's verify the syntax. Now, in this case, if we can specify the conditions, and then we can write the statements. Write the statements. And then else. If that means here we are verifying one more condition. That means if this condition is not satisfied, then this condition I would like to verify. Check the conditions. And write the statements. Write the statements. Else if, one more, I would like to check some more conditions here. Conditions. If the conditions are satisfied, then we have to write the business logic. Like that, here we can able to write multiple conditions. If any of the condition is not satisfied, then we can able to have the finally the else part. It is default block statements. Default block statements. This is the syntax. Now, if any of this condition, suppose here, if this condition has been satisfied, okay, if this condition has been satisfied, if the condition is satisfied, it will enter into the block, it will execute the statements automatically. Once the statements have been executed, it will be coming out from the entire if condition. It won't cross-check the remaining statements. It won't cross-check the remaining condition. Only one block of statements will be executed at a time. Okay, not multiple blocks. Now, second case, for example, assume that first condition has been failed. Then it will go to that second condition. If the second condition is satisfied, then the associated block of statements will be getting executed here. So once the statements have been executed, it is coming out from the entire block. It won't cross-check the remaining conditions here. Okay. Now, for example, the third block, third case. Assume that first condition has been failed. Then it will go to that second condition. Second condition also failed. Then it will go to the third condition also failed. It is going to the fourth condition that is also failed here. If all the conditions are failed, then what it will do? It will go to the else part, directly it will be executing that else block statements. That means what? If else if condition is used to prepare, okay, a collection of conditions which can be verified, okay, which can be verified in order to execute a block of statements. We can prepare a collection of conditions which can be verified to execute some piece of code. But at a time, only one block of statements will be getting executed automatically. Okay, only one block of statements will be getting executed automatically over here. Okay, now, so in this case, whenever if you want to implement this kind of conditions, then we can go with the else if conditions. Now, so where we are using this kind of functionality, let me give you one scenario. For example, assume that I'm doing some online shopping through some Amazon or through some Flipkart, whatever, anything, any of the e-commerce application. So in this one, I have selected some set of items, some set of products I have selected. So once the products has been getting selected, it is going to preparing the bill amount, like a sum 2,500. So once the bill amount has been getting visible to you, okay, based on the items which you have added to your cart, then we have to make the payment. Okay, then we have to make the payment. So we need to make the payment over here. So how can we make the payment here? For that one, it is going to providing a user interface. It is providing a user interface over here. In this user interface, it is providing the various options to you. It is providing the various options. Like as it is providing the options like credit card, debit card, net banking, cash on delivery, Amazon Pay, and then cash coupons. Like that, it is providing the various options. These options will be looking like here. How these options will be look like here? These options will be looking like as radio buttons. These are looking like as radio buttons. So these are the options. We will display the options. Options will be look like this. These are the options are visible. So now tell me from these options, how many options I can select? Multiple? No, only one. Suppose for example here, assume that. Okay, suppose for example, I'm selecting an option. Okay, I'm selecting an option that is net banking. Whenever I'm selecting the option net banking, immediately what it will do, it is going to be opening the user interface. Okay, immediately it is opening a user interface. Immediately it will open a user interface in order to select that bank branch. That means which bank a net banking you want to use, either Axis Bank or ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, or it may be a SBI Bank or what. We have to select that bank name. Based on that bank name, it is opening the respective bank's login screen, and then we have to enter your credentials and we can able to make the payment. So now tell me here, can I select two options over here? As part of payment modes, can I select multiple options? No, only one option we can able to select, not multiple over here. So in this case, always it is executing only one option here, not multiple. The user can make the payment by using only one option, either credit card, either debit card, either net banking, cash on delivery, Amazon Pay, cash coupons, whatever, anything. Only one option. Don't use multiple options. We can't use multiple options. So in this case here, like the similar way this functionality has been purely implemented, okay? This functionality will be purely implemented with the help of this, okay, else if conditions. That means any one of this, either this one or this one or this one or any one of this here last. So here also the same, here also the same, either this one or either this one or either this one or any one of this one you can able to use, so that the internal implementation of your radio buttons options is else if conditions. This is the internal implementation. But in the user interface level, it will be showing the radio buttons to you. But behind that radio button, there is a business logic. That business logic has been prepared by using the else if conditions over here. This is the background implementation of radio button controls. So that here else if condition is used to prepare the multiple conditions from which it will execute only one block of statements at a time. If all the conditions are failed, then it will be executing the else part. That means else block statements will be executed. Okay, now, so in this case here we are using this else if conditions also in order to validate the data. Then how can we use this else if condition? Now let's see. Now let me prepare this one. Let me give the note point. Now this feature is used to prepare the multiple branches of conditions from which only one branch statements will be executed at a time. If any of the branch conditions are matching or satisfied, then it will execute the associated block of statements. If all the branch conditions are failed, then it will execute the else block statements. Now, so then how can we do that? Now let's see practically here. In this case here, what I want to do. So what are the conditions here? Here I'm going to be adding that. I'm verifying that if the first number value is greater than second number. So if both the values are different, then it will work very fine. Suppose if both the values are same, then what will happen in this case? It will be giving some wrong results. So that here I would like to add one more condition over here. What is that condition? I'm adding one more condition. If the first number value is equals to second number, that means if both the numbers are same, then I want to indicate that system.debug both the numbers are identical. Okay, if first number is equals to second number, then I want to show the message, okay, both the numbers are identical, nothing but both are same. Else if, that means if both are not same, that means else if. Okay, if both are not same, then check this condition here. Then at that time, if the first number is greater than second number, then display the message first number is the biggest one, or else second number is the biggest one. So that we are adding multiple branches. If both are same, it will be executing this block of statements. If both are not same, then it will go to this particular block of statements here, then it will execute the respective statements to you to display the results. Now here in this case, both the values are similar. Let me execute this piece of code. Now see the result. Select the debug only checkbox. Then it is indicating that message both the numbers are identical. Okay, both are same. Suppose for example, first number I'm indicating like as, okay, 1,14,500. Okay, 1,14,500. Second number is 14,500 simply. Now click on execute. Let's see the result. Now it has to show the message first number will be the biggest one. So it is indicating first number is biggest one. Suppose I'm indicating second number as, okay, 23,14,500. Now click on execute. Let's see. So here in this case, second number is the biggest one. Let's go to that debug only checkbox. It is indicating that second number is the biggest one. This is how we can able to find out, okay, the biggest value or the equivalent values by using this else if conditions. Okay. So now here it is. Let me place this piece of code. Yes, please. Write an Apex program to find out the biggest number from the given two numbers. I'm indicating this. Now, the next one. Let's see one more example. So let's see one more example. I'm indicating the requirement like this. Write an Apex program to print the season name based on the month number as below. So here I'm having some months are available. As part of a financial year, we are having 12 months are available. But these 12 months has been divided into 3 seasons, like as winter, spring, summer. Few months are comes under winter season, few months are comes under spring season, few months are comes under summer season. So now here I would like to indicate that I would like to pass one month number. Based on that month number, I want to identify whether that month will be comes under winter season, spring season, or summer season. I want to identify. Now, here I'm indicating this month number. And the season. Now, if the month numbers are between 1 to 4, I want to show the winter season. If the month numbers are between 5 to 8, I want to show spring season. Sorry, summer season. Summer season. If the month numbers are between 9 to 12, I want to indicate spring season. If the month number value is either less than 1 or greater than 12, I want to show the message invalid month number. Invalid month number. So this is the format. This is my requirement. Now I would like to identify. I will pass one month number, okay, at runtime. Based on that month number, my program has to identify whether this month is comes under which season. Whether it is comes under winter season or spring season or summer season, it has to identify that. So for that reason here, I am going to be implementing this program. Then how can we do that? Now let's see. So what we need to do, first of all, we have to pass the month number over here. Month number as input. We have to pass the month number as the input to that application here. So now my program will receive that month number as the input. That means a numerical value. Once the month number has been received as the input, then based on that month number, it will verify. If the month number is between 1 to 4, that means if it is greater than or equals to 1 and less than or equals to 4. That means either the month number, either it may be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. If the month number is either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, then I want to show that message winter season. If the month number is either 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, then I want to show summer season. Like that here I would like to prepare the conditions. How can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so that first of all, we have to pass the month number as an input. Month number is what? 1 to 12. So that means a numerical value. So I'm defining one integer variable. Integer month number. I'm assigning the value some 7. You can assign any value, no problem, whatever you want. I'm assigning the value as some 7. Now I want to verify whether this seventh month is comes under which season? Winter, spring, summer. I want to know. So for that one, I'm verifying the conditions. If month number is greater than or equals to 1, that means including 1, including 4. And month number less than or equals to 4. That means if the month number is greater than or equals to 1 and 4, that means between 1 and 4, then I want to show the message here. System.debug winter season. Winter season. Next. Suppose if the month number is not comes under this range, then I want to check one more condition. Else if one more condition. If the month number is greater than or equals to 5 and the month number is less than or equals to 8. That means if the month number is between 5 to 8, then I want to show the message. System.debug summer season. Summer season. And then else if the month number is greater than or equals to 9 and the month number is less than or equals to 12, then I want to show. That means if the month numbers are between 9 to 12, I want to show the message like as spring season. Spring season. Else, that means if any one of this condition is not satisfied, then I want to show the message system.debug invalid month number. Please enter month number between 1 to 12. I want to show some message over. I want to show the message to the user invalid month number. Please enter the month numbers between 1 to 12. So this is my business logic. So in order to implement this functionality, my requirement is I want to identify the season name based on that month number. Depends upon the month number, I want to identify the season name. For that reason, I'm adding the multiple conditions. If the month numbers are between 1 to 4, that means including 1, including 4. So I'm indicating like that's what I'm using greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. Okay, equals to also have used over here because of we need to go with that boundaries also. Lower boundary, upper boundary, both we have to include. Now, this is lower boundary, this is upper boundary, both we have to include, including 1, including 4. Now, so that if the month number is between 1 and the 4, then I want to show the message winter season. Or else, if the month number is between 5 and the 8, then I want to show the message summer season. Or else, if the month number is between 9 to 12, I want to show the message okay, spring season. Else, I want to show that message invalid month number. So you have entered a wrong month number. So please enter the month number between 1 to 12 only. Like that, we can able to print the message also. Now, so now here I have given the month number as 7. 7 will be comes under which range? Second one. What is that one? Summer season. Okay. Now, let's execute this. Click on execute button. See the result. See the results. Select the debug only checkbox. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is indicating that summer season. That means what? This month number is 7 is comes under summer season. So it is indicating this. Now, suppose for example, I am giving this month number as 17. 17. Now tell me, do we have any month number with the number 17? No, because as part of our financial year, we are having only 12 months, 1 to 12 only. Not more than that, not less than 1. So when you click on this execute button, it will verify. Let's verify the result. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is indicating that invalid month number. Please enter month number between 1 to 12. So don't enter that lengthy values. Please enter the month numbers between 1 to 12. This is how we are going to be writing the piece of code by using this else if conditions. Now, so let me place this piece of code. Now, so let me give you some assignments also on this one. Now, for example, so write an Apex program. Write an Apex program to print the month name based on the month number as given. Whenever I'm passing the month number, it has to print the month name. For example, I'm indicating that month number. I'm printing that month name. For example, if I'm passing that month number as 1, it has to print January. If I'm passing the month number 2, then it has to display the name as February. If I'm passing 3, it has to display some March. Like that here. If I'm passing the month number as 12, it has to display December. If the month number is either less than 1 or greater than 12, then I want to show invalid month number. Okay, this is my requirement. This is one of that is a. I'm placing this piece of code. This is the answer. Okay. Next. Now, the next one is nested if conditions. Nested if conditions. So what do you mean by nested if condition? Now, let's see practically. Nesting in the sense what? Inserting, grouping. So, like when you go to the nest, okay, when you go to the next nest generally, you will be having that so many threads are available. So these threads are going to be inserting, one thread will be going into the another one will be going into another one. So in this case here, nesting in the sense, okay, inserting or grouping one condition into another one. Nested if condition means what? Whenever if you are writing one if condition into another if condition, then it is called as nested if conditions. Whenever if you are writing one if condition into another if condition, then it is called as nested if condition. Why? Because in some cases, one condition may not be sufficient. Multiple conditions are required. We have to write some multiple conditions, okay, one inside another. So at that time, to achieve this kind of some complex functionality, whenever if you are implementing some complex functionalities, one format of condition may not be sufficient at that time. We need to use the multiple conditions also, where in some cases we have to write one condition inside another. So at that time we can use the help of nested if conditions over there. So nested if conditions are used to write one if condition into another if condition, so that we can able to implement the complex functionalities also inside this. Okay, now then how this nested if condition will look like, now let me explain with the syntax, then we'll see a practical part. Now, By using this feature, we can include or insert an if condition into another. We can insert or include an if condition into another condition. So to achieve the complex functionality, to achieve the complex functionalities. Then, how this nested if condition will look like? Now let me explain. Syntax. So we can write one if condition over here. If conditions, we can write the statements, and you will be having else part. Else, I'm writing some statements. In this case here, I'm writing one more condition here. Inside this else part, I'm writing one more if condition. If we can specify the conditions. Here you can write the statements. Else, we can write some more statements. Like that. Inside this if condition, I'm writing one more if condition. Like that. Write the statements. Like that here, depends upon your application requirement, we can keep on write one if condition into another if condition. So whenever we are writing one if condition into another if condition, then it is called as nested if condition in Apex program. Then how can we use this nested if condition? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, let's see practically with a small use case. Now, so now let me take a small use case to implement this functionality. Now, so now let me give that use case. For example, assume that I have a student. The student has given 5 exams. Okay, he has given 5 exams, and then he got the results also. Nothing but he got the marks. Based on his marks, I want to find out the student result. Okay, I want to find out the student result, whether student gets passed or failed. Next, if the student get passed, then what is his grade? I want to find out. Based on his total marks or based on his average marks, I want to find out his grade. Like for example, if the student is getting more than 60% of the marks, he will be in grade A. If the student is getting the average marks between 50 to 60, I want to grade into the grade B. If the student is getting that marks between that average marks between the range 40 to 50%, then he will be in the grade C. Like that, I want to find out the grade also. That means what? I need to calculate, okay, I need to calculate the student result, and then once the result has been getting identified, it may be pass or fail. So at that time, for the failed for students, no grade at all. For the passed student, I want to calculate the grade also. Then how can we implement? Now let me show you practically in this case. Let me take that use case. Now, write an Apex program to calculate or to find out the student result to find out the student result and grade as below. I'm indicating that. We have 5 subjects for the student. For example, English, Hindi, Maths, Physics, Chemistry. These are the 5 subjects are available for the student. Now, so what I need to do, once the marks have been getting collected, I want to calculate the total. Even though he may be a fast student, he may be a failed student, we need to calculate the total, right? Calculate the total marks of the student. Calculate the total marks of the student. Now, third one, find out the student result. Find out the student result. So how can we find out that here there is a requirement 3.1? Inside this third requirement, first point here. He will be pass when if the student got more than 40 marks in each subject. Okay. So if the student got more than 40 marks in each subject, he will be pass. Else 3.2. He will be failed when if the student got less than 40 marks in any of the subject. If the student is getting less than 40 marks in any of the subject, then he will be getting failed. Now, in this case, so now for the failed students, what I want to do, 3.2.1. Print the student result and total marks. Okay, I want to print the result and the total marks. Next, for the 3.1, I want to indicate 3.1.1. Print the student result and total marks. So now for the failed past students, what we need to do, we need to calculate the grade also. How can we calculate the grade based on average marks? So I'm indicating this 3.1.2. Calculate the average marks. Average marks of the student. Calculate the average marks of the student and then find out the grade. Okay. Find out the grade of the student. Find out the student grade as below. Then how can we find out the grade based on the average marks? Now I'm indicating average marks and the grade. If the average marks are equals to greater than or equals to 60%, okay, if the average marks is greater than or equals to 60%, then I want to indicate a grade here. So if the average marks are greater than or equals to 50 and less than 60, nothing but up to 50 to 59, then that will be in the grade B. If the average marks are between greater than or equals to 40 and then less than 50, nothing but up to 49, this will be in the grades. This is my requirement. Okay, find out the student grade and then just print the grade also. This is my requirement. So this is my use case, okay, which I would like to implement by using this nested if conditions also. You can use nested if conditions, all the conditions, whatever you want. Now, this is the example. How can we implement that? Now, let's see practically now. Now here what we need to do. First of all, we need that 5 subject marks. Okay, English, Hindi, Maths, Physics, Chemistry. These are the 5 subjects are there. I need to collect that 5 subject marks. So these 5 subject marks means what? Numericals. Okay, marks in the sense numerical only over. Okay, marks in the sense numerical values. So I need to collect this 5 subject marks. That means 5 numerical values. So to store this 5 subject marks, we need that 5 numerical variables. That means integer variables. Next, what we need to calculate? Total I need to calculate. For that one, total also a numerical value. We need to calculate average also. That is also numerical. So totally 7 values, 7 variables of type integer. So now to store the 5 subject marks, 5 integer variables. To store the total marks, 1 more integer. To store the average marks, 1 more integer. Totally 7 integer variables we need to define. And then assign the marks for the student subjects. And then we can able to do the calculation. Calculating the total, average, everything you know. These are not new. These already you know that concept. Okay, now let's see how can we implement this. Now, so now let me implement this functionality so that I'm implementing this feature. I'm defining the variables. Integer English, Hindi, Maths, Physics, Chemistry. Along with the total marks, average marks. I'm defining totally 7 variables. First 5 variables to store the 5 subject marks. Next 2 variables are used to store the total and average. Now, I'm assigning the values over here. For English, I'm giving some marks. English, I'm indicating some 72 marks. Hindi, I'm giving like some 81 marks. Maths, some 92. Physics, some 79. Chemistry, some 86. These are the subject marks that I have assigned here. These are the subject marks that I have assigned. So once the subject marks are available, then I need to calculate the total. How can we do that? Total equals to English plus Maths, Physics, Chemistry, and Hindi. Okay. Now, so now here in this case, I would like to verify the student result. How can we do that? I have calculated the total. That means here I'm done with that. Okay, the pi into 2. Find out the student result. As the third requirement, find out the student result. How can we find out? Now let's see. If the student is getting more than 40 marks in each and every subject, that means, so now English greater than or equals to 40. And Maths greater than or equals to 40. And Hindi greater than or equals to 40. And then Physics greater than or equals to 40. And Chemistry greater than or equals to 40. That means if the student is getting more than 40 marks in each and every subject, English more than 40, Hindi more than 40, Chemistry more than 40, like that in all the subject, if he is getting more than 40 marks, then I want to show the message. System.debug. Congratulations, you got passed. Congratulations, you got passed. I want to show his total message, total marks. System.debug. Total marks are, I want to show the total. Okay, I want to show the total. Else, if any of the condition has been failed, then I want to show that message. System.debug. You got failed. Better luck next time. I want to show the message. I want to show his total marks also. System.debug. total marks are, I'm displaying the total. Up to this part, okay, I'm done with almost. Okay, I'm done almost 50%. Now, what we need to do for the past students, we need to calculate the grade. Okay, I need to calculate the grade over here for the past students. The student who got passed, for those people, I would like to calculate the grade. How to calculate the grade? Grade can be calculated based on the average marks. So I want to calculate the average marks over here. How can we calculate the average? Average equals to total by number of subjects. That means 5. I want to show the message here. System.debug. Average marks are. I want to show that average. I'm displaying the average marks. I'm displaying the average marks. Depends upon the total marks and the number of subjects. I'm calculating the average. I'm printing this average marks. Now I want to find out the grade. How can we calculate the grade here? So inside this if condition, that means what this is past students here. In this if condition, I'm writing one more if condition because here upon calculating the grade, there are some multiple conditions are there. So that I'm going to be indicating this. Here I'm writing one more if condition. If. That means inside if condition, we are using another if condition here now. If the average marks is greater than or equals to 60, then I want to show the message here. System.debug grade here. Now, else if I'm checking one more condition. If average marks are greater than or equals to 50 and average marks are less than 60, that means 50 to 59. I want to show the message system.debug grade B. Else if average marks are greater than or equals to 40 and average is less than 50, that means here if it is between 40 to 49, then I want to show the message here. System.debug grade C. That's it, over. That means inside this one if condition we are using another if condition also. This is how we are going to be using that nested if conditions inside your textbook programming. Within one if condition we can write another if condition also. Programming is very, very simple. I have taken the general example only to you so that you can understand more, because this kind of concepts you are already familiar. That's what I have taken this example to you so that you can understand how can we write this piece of code. Now, so now here we are implementing this one. So we are calculating the student total marks. We are calculating the student average marks, and then we are finding out the result of the student. We are calculating the student grade also. Okay, depends upon the average marks. Okay, now, so here we have given the marks like as English 72, Hindi 81, Maths 92, Physics 79, Chemistry 86. That means all are more than 60. Okay, more than 40, so he will be passed. And then what is the result? Let me verify. Now click on execute button, see the result. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is indicating, congratulations, you got passed. Your total marks are 410, average marks are 82, and then you will be having the grade. Suppose, for example, I'm giving that, okay, maths marks as 19, simply 19. He got more than 80% of the marks in most of the subjects, but in one subject he got, in maths, he got some 19 marks. Now click on execute. Let's see. Request has been sent to the server. Let's see the result of it. Now, let me execute this code again. Now see the results. Select the debug only. It is indicating that you got failed, better luck next time. Even though if you are getting more than 80% of the marks in most of the subjects, but in one subject you got less than 40 marks. So you got failed. So it is indicating the message, you got failed, better luck next time. Like that, we can able to implement the functionalities also by using if condition. This is the way we are using if condition inside our text programming. These are the 4 formats are available. Simple if condition, if else condition, else if condition, nested if condition. These are the 4 conditions, the 4 formats are available as part of your if conditions. Okay. So do the practice on this one today. Tomorrow we'll see some more examples. Tomorrow we'll see the switch statement, and then we'll see the concept of iterative statements also. Nothing but looping statements we'll see tomorrow. Because if you are perfect with this if conditional statement, then further concepts are very, very easy for you. Why? Because when you go to the development, in every program we are using if condition mandatory. Which if condition, any one of this format will use definitely. Without this if condition, we are not able to implement even a single program also as part of development. So that please be comfortable with the if condition. Do the practice on this one today. Tomorrow we'll see the switch statement also over here, and then we'll move forward to that iterative statements or looping statements over there. Okay.
Sir, please give an assignment on nested if.
Yeah, sure. I will give one assignment also here.